Good morning. This is the first edition of YES101 Visual Radio for the day, bringing you the news. I'm Mariam Ganavijaya. In your top story this hour, the Grade 5 scholarship examination is currently underway. The exam began at 9:30 a.m. today at 2,849 centers across Sri Lanka. A total of 323,879 students were set to sit for the examination. Meanwhile, the Department of Examinations had requested presidential candidates to avoid holding election campaigns near the exam centers to prevent any disruptions. Loudspeakers were prohibited within 100 meters of the 90 designated centers. Meanwhile, recent amendments to the law now impose a fine of 200,000 rupees on heads of institutions who refuse to grant leave to employees for voting. In addition to the fine, violators may also face up to 1 month of imprisonment. Executive Director of the People's Action for Free and Fair Elections, or PAFREL, Rohan Hettiarati, stressed that it is the obligation of heads of institutions to approve leave requests from employees who wish to vote. Meanwhile, the fine for voting fraudulently has also been significantly increased to 200,000 rupees. According to the Election Commission, individuals found guilty of fraudulent voting will also face imprisonment for up to 1 year. These measures are part of the Election Special Provisions Act No. 23 of 2023, which strengthens the legal framework surrounding elections. Previously, the penalty for this offence was just 500 rupees. Still in local news, 71 representatives from various international election observation organizations have arrived in Sri Lanka so far. Among them, 43 are from the European Union or the EU, 22 are from the Commonwealth, and 6 observers are from the Asian Network for Free Elections or ANFREL, are also in the country. Now, in the coming days, 34 more EU observers and 3 additional ANFREL representatives are expected to arrive in Sri Lanka. Several observers from neighboring countries will also be joining the process. Now, the National Election Commission said that the observer teams have commenced their pre-observation activities to ensure comprehensive coverage across all 22 electorates in Sri Lanka.
International news.
Moving on to news overseas, Venezuelan authorities say they have arrested 3 US citizens, 2 Spaniards and 1 Czech citizen suspected of plotting to destabilize the country. Interior Minister said hundreds of weapons had also been seized and that the detainees were plotting to assassinate Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro and other top officials. It comes 2 days after Washington sanctioned 16 Venezuelan officials who are closely aligned with President Maduro following his disputed election victory.
Sports news.
And in sports, it's cricket. Mon Mokul has begun his duties as the bowling coach of the India men's team ahead of the Test series against Bangladesh. The former Proteas star steps into roles previously held by Paras Mambre, who served as a bowling coach under Rahul Dravid's leadership, and Sairaj Bathule, who acted as the interim coach at the start of Gambhir's tenure on the Sri Lanka tour. The upcoming home series against Bangladesh will be the first assignment for Mokul as India's bowling coach. India will welcome the Tigers for a 2-match Test series, followed by 3 T20 internationals. Well, those are your top stories for this morning. Join us again in this afternoon's edition of YES101 Visual Radio. For the Newsfirst team, I am Mariam Ganavijaya.